Jake Paul has dropped a stunner on Mike Tyson's upsetting relationship with Diddy. In the realm of big-name discussions, few stories have caused as much mix as the new charges made by Jake Paul in regards to the connection transport between boxing legend Mike Tyson and Diddy the YouTuber. Turned fighter known for his straightforward nature dropped a sensation during a new Pudsey appearance, guaranteeing that Tyson's association with Diddy is definitely more upsetting than anybody envisioned. This surprising assertion has sent shockwaves through both the boxing and music ventures, causing a commotion about what could lie underneath the outer layer of this high-profile kinship. Jake Paul never needed to avoid controversy, showed up on a new episode of a famous digital broadcast where he alluded to a dull and upsetting connection between Mike Tyson and Diddy without digging into explicit subtleties. Paul implied that the connection between the two strong figures goes past expert fellowship. The secretive idea of his remarks has filled a whirlwind of hypothesis among fans, news sources, and industry insiders. The same Paul, virtual entertainment peculiarity with a huge number of devotees, has gained notoriety for his striking assertions and viral tricks. Yet this most recent charge has taken his annuity for discussion to an unheard of level, while it stays muddled what precisely Paul is implying to the way that he singled out two of the most persuasive figures in the games and media outlets has escalated interest around the issue. Mike Tyson and Sean Brushes, otherwise called Diddy, have a well-established association that traces all the way back to the level of their particular professions during the 1990s. Tyson, the heavyweight boxing champion, and Diddy, the hip jump magnate behind Terrible Kid Records, have frequently been seen associating at occasions and gatherings throughout the long term. Their public relationship had all the earmarks of being one of shared regard and reverence, with Tyson much of the time going to these high-profile occasions, and Diddy showing up ringside at Tyson's battles. As a matter of fact, the two have been shot together on a few events, solidifying their companionship according to the general population. However, Jake Paul's new remarks propose that there might be something else to this relationship, besides what might be expected. Since Paul offered his disputable comments, fans and news sources have mixed to sort out any expected associations or episodes that could make sense of the upsetting idea of Tyson and Diddy's relationship. Some have guessed that Paul may be referring to the extravagant and frequently turbulent way of life the two men have been known for during their pinnacle years. Mike Tyson has been open about his wild past, which incorporates an irrefutable battle with substance utilize monetary difficulties and legitimate issues. Comparatively, Diddy has additionally confronted his portion of discussions, including allegations of rough quarrels and a supposed contribution in the East Coast versus West Coast hip-hop fight of the 1990s, which finished in the sad occurrences of Tupac's Shocker and the famous Huge. Anyway, the greatest issue for him is his new capture. Some connivant scholars are in any event proposing that Paul may be suggesting furthermore evil ties between the two, conceivably connected to the underground party scene of the Nines, which both Tyson and Diddy were vigorously associated with. Bits of gossip about wild gatherings, problematic transactions, and mystery partnerships have long encircled these figures, yet no substantial proof has at any point surfaced to prove these cases. Neither Mike Tyson nor Diddy has freely answered Jake Paul's claims at this point. Tyson, who has been partaking in a vocation resurgence on account of his foray into podcasting and Mary Jane business venture, has generally limited any association with contention lately. His famous digital broadcast, Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, frequently centers around self-improvement, well-being, and recovery, a long ways from the tumultuous picture he once had during his boxing prime. Diddy's lawful group, in the meantime, has remained moderately calm with regards to this issue. For Jake Paul, this most recent stunner might be one more method for keeping himself pertinent in the media, particularly considering his impending battle with Mike Tyson, known for his title snatching tricks, both all through the boxing ring. Paul has constructed a worthwhile vocation by producing debate, whether it's quarreling with individual powerhouse, getting down on proficient contenders, or offering stunning expressions about superstars. Paul knows how to keep his name at the center of attention anyway. Focusing on Mike Tyson could have serious repercussions for Paul. Tyson specifically has been a tutor to Jake and his sibling Logan Paul, and the two have shared a cordial compatibility in the past. It is not yet clear whether this relationship will be stressed by Jake's most recent remarks, or on the other hand, assuming it will be dismissed as simply one more of Paul's consideration looking for stunts in the domains of boxing and diversion. Show and Strain frequently walk next to each other anyway. When a heavyweight like Mike Tyson enters the fray, the stakes rise decisively. As of late, Tyson turned his red-hot attitude toward, in all honesty, music symbol Diddy, sending shock waves through the two enterprises in the midst of a tempest of significant accusations going from racketeering to illegal exploitation. Diddy currently winds up carefully targeted of both the law and public shop. One voice that got straight to the point was Mike Tyson, whose wrath is difficult to overlook, particularly when he's provoked up. And when Mike Tyson talks, the world listens. Jake Paul remembered once a transcending figure for hip jump. Diddy's Go Wrong hit hard on a tranquil Tuesday morning. He was captured at a Manhattan lodging, presently confronting the heaviness of these chilling charges. The claims of dealing and racketeering have sent shock waves through his fan base, and the whole business. Now 54, Diddy has solidly denied all allegations with his legitimate group, unfaltering with all due respect, keeping up with his blamelessness. Anyway, the gravity of these charges has left even his most dedicated allies in dismay. Following his capture, Diddy was denied bail 2 times, with the appointed authority referring to him as a huge flight hazard because of the serious idea of the violations he purportedly dedicated. Only days after the fact, his subsequent refusal came quickly. With his allure dismissed, as Diddy sat in jail anticipating preliminary, the heaviness of the allegations against him simply kept on strengthening. The world looked on, considering what new disclosures could surface simultaneously. A viral class from 1998 highlighting both Diddy and Tyson reappeared, mixing the flares of contention significantly more. In the class, the two were seen by side on the Keenan Ivory Wayans show, what once seemed, by all accounts, to be an innocuous cooperation between two VIPs presently feels accused of new importance, considering the charges Diddy as of now faces. After returning to the class, fans are deciphering the communication between Mike Tyson and Diddy in another light. In the video, Tyson seems to hold Diddy's hand, looking at a garish ring on the rapper's finger, or conceivably driving his hand away. A few watchers propose that Diddy could have been endeavoring to contact Tyson improperly during the live transmission. This episode has started conversations about the idea of their trade and the limits of individual connections on open stages. The two common a couple of giggles. Yet, considering the new claims against Diddy, individuals are currently addressing whether Tyson detected the hazier side that would ultimately surface. A few watchers even noticed how abnormal their cooperation seemed, estimating on the off chance that Tyson felt uncomfortable around somebody who might later be blamed for such serious bad behavior. Following Diddy's new capture, Mike Tyson has shown up cocked and locked for certain searing comments. In a meeting with TMZ, Tyson got straight to the point when gotten some information about the circumstance. With his unmistakable force, Tyson made it crystal clear the way in which he felt, jesting, "He's fortunate he's gone to prison before I get my hands on him," was a crude, unfiltered response. Exemplary. Tyson prepared to strike. Tyson, prestigious for his furious disposition inside and outside the ring, didn't keep down when inquired as to whether he knew about the Diddy hand-holding episode. Obviously unsettled, he gruffly conceded, "I knew nothing about that, and assuming I had, he'd be dead." His voice, overflowing with rage, became crueler as he added, "Jail isn't enough for him." While the charges against Diddy had proactively mixed huge public resentment, hearing somebody as dreaded and famous as Mike Tyson weigh carried another degree of power to the discussion. Tyson's reaction wasn't something you'd anticipate from the typical individual passing by. This was Iron Mike, the fiercest man on earth, who showed up eager to administer equity himself. If the apport solidarity emerged, you could detect the crude power. The allegations against Diddy are profoundly upsetting, and Tyson's reaction repeats the aggregate shock of a general public burnt out on watching persuasive people. Departure, responsibility for abuse. Known for his candor, Tyson directed the dissatisfaction many are encountering, saying individuals like that don't simply have a place in jail. They merit something far more brutal. Jail is too permissive. Tyson's comments could never have arrived at a more crucial point in time, harmonizing with Diddy's lawful group dashing to mount a guard as new charges arise. The power of Tyson's assertions has possibly elevated the examination encompassing the case. Normally, when Mike Tyson talks, individuals focus, and it wasn't well before different voices from media outlets participated. Among them was Jake Paul, the YouTube sensation turned proficient fighter who spread the word about his perspective. Eminent for his flighty tricks and ability for blending the pot, Jake Paul dove into an Instagram live visit to offer a genuine exhortation to Diddy. "You better regard Mike's admonition. You've truly ticked him off," Paul expressed, adding with a grin, "Trust me, you don't need that smoke." I would have no desire to confront Tyson in the ring. For the individuals who know Paul, this was exemplary. Jake holding on a moving subject with a speedy poke of humor, yet underneath his perky disposition lay a serious suggestion. Mike Tyson isn't somebody to misjudge. Even Jake Paul, popular for taking on imposing rivals, perceives that inciting Tyson is a big deal. While Paul expects to extend Tyson as a figure of dread, he appears to be negligent of the risk himself, over and again getting alerts about venturing into the ring with the boxing legend. Jake Paul is no more peculiar to high-stake rambles. Yet his impending conflict with the unbelievable Mike Tyson is producing an entirely different rush of nervousness for him, as well as For his family, too, on November 15th in Texas, Paul will confront Tyson, a warrior famous for his fearsome power and pulverizing knockouts. While this match has caught the consideration of fans all over the planet, it has likewise raised caution among Paul's friends and family, especially his mom. Pam Paul is justifiably restless about her child confronting one of boxing's most scary masters. At 58 years of age, Tyson has been displaying his abilities in short preparation recordings, showing up stunningly sharp and strong for his age. These classes have done essentially nothing to facilitate Pam's concerns, and Jake admits that his mom has been tense since she previously saw them. By and by, Pam will be giving a shout out to her child from ringside on battle night, joined by Jake's sweetheart, Uda Leardom. In a new meeting, 27-year-old Jake Paul drilled down into his mom Pam's nerves in regards to his impending battle. He referenced that the two, his mother, sweetheart, will be there to help him, yet noticed my mother is truly frightened. She continues to inquire as to whether I'm prepared. Her interests are completely legitimate, particularly thinking about that he'll step into the ring with the incredible Mike Tyson. Even at 58, Tyson stays a scary presence, and Pam's concerns are exacerbated by the Instagram clasps she's been watching. Jake portrayed them as insane, underscoring how forcing Tyson shows up. While he comprehends his mom's trepidation, Jake sees this battle as a critical open door, communicating that confronting Tyson is really a distinction in spite of the huge age divergence and the backfire encompassing the matchup.